Hi everyone, I'm Sara Rizvi and today we are at Jackie's Business Solutions. We are joined by Ashish Punjabi, the CEO of Jackie's Business Solutions, and thank you for joining us today, Ashish.
Thank you for joining us, Sarah, over here.
So Ashish, we've just seen the demo of Temi and DoubleTree, and industry and analysts, they predict that the robotics market is going to grow up to 87 million by 2025. Now, seeing that projection, it's understandable that you've expanded so aggressively into the robot side after Peppers. Can you take us through that journey, how you have moved from there to here, what has impacted this decision?
Sure. So what we've essentially been in the business of is selling business solutions. And a solution only exists if there is a problem to be solved.
Yeah, true.
And that has been the core of where we started. With Pepper, when we started with Pepper, Pepper was the first humanoid robot that really went wide scale commercially around the world, and it was from SoftBank Robotics. And what we found with Pepper was it worked extremely well in a lot of cases where there were customer service applications that had to be rolled out. And it could start to replicate a lot of the work that was being done on the shop floor, which were repetitive tasks. So we've seen it, for example, used over here with DEWA, we've seen it used with RTA, Emirates NBD, and various other people in the region that are using it. And a lot of that was applications that were developed by local developers for us or developers based outside the region. And they were going after particular use case scenarios for them. But that required a lot of custom development, custom work. So we came with a content management system, which is today like designing your own website. It's like a Wix.com, but it's our own custom content management system that allows you to design your own applications for Pepper. But then we saw from there a lot of things starting to happen in terms of where the market was going. And you had the area of robotics, but you also have the market of cobotics, where the robot works as a co-worker to a human. Mm-hmm. And this is actually where the bigger boom is coming in, because what is at the core of it is there are certain things that robots do very well, and there's certain things that humans do very well. And finding the combination of the two, where humans focus on certain areas that they're better, and the robots focus on other areas. So things like disinfection robots work well in terms of disinfecting large areas. But what the humans do better are spot cleaning applications. And they can focus and cover that a lot more efficiently, because at some stage it becomes also a challenge having more people around or deploying people. But you need to have those number of people, and especially in COVID, we've seen the importance of that. And then we started with Temi a few months ago. And Temi was one of those benefits of the fact that we could finally start bringing into technology from Israel into the region. And Temi was a younger startup that we came across a couple of years ago, but we could never talk to. And with Temi, we saw a more personalized robot, because this essentially, from a B2C side, started to do a lot of things that you could do at home. It has the Alexa capabilities in it, right. But it's also got the video conference capabilities, so we're all Zooming. You could have your Zoom conversations on there, you can play your music on there, you can have your videos on there. It can move around, it can navigate, it can call people and tell them dinner's ready and come to the table. But from a business perspective, it gave us the ability to start to do a lot more, because you could start to integrate it with other systems as well as other hardware solutions. So in our region, we've done some experimentation in the healthcare sector, where we've integrated a lot of the blood pressure monitors, temperature sensors into it, and we've shown that to the healthcare sector over here. So you can imagine today you go to a nursing station, and you have a nurse who comes and checks all these things with you and then puts everything into a computer system separately. Well, Temi could do all of that in one system, and it could update your patient file automatically. It's got the facial recognition technologies. So we're seeing, in terms of where it can go, the core of every robot is, it's no different to your smartphone. It's a bunch of sensors and cameras and processors that are there. Now, it's the apps that you design for it that actually help you make use of it. And with Temi, they even designed the Temi App Store. So there are actually apps that you can download off the web and put onto there. So it is moving more into the prosumer market or the enthusiast market. But in cases like where today got people who are in isolation, and they want to look at what's happening around, or where people can't travel necessarily, this can actually help in terms of helping you be there or helping you keep in touch
Right.
at the same time.
Right. So today we have Temi sitting here with us. Can you look? It looks extremely nice and smart and everything, but what about affordability? You're talking about Temi being there for both personal and business use cases. So is this something that consumers can actually afford to have around the house?
Well, it is, like I said, it is at the moment going at the enthusiast market primarily. If we looked at the other solutions that we were doing in the professional markets, those were things that were 6-digit investment figures in dirhams.
Oh.
With Temi, we're now talking coming down to a few $1,000s,
Okay.
and it is something that we're starting to roll out into retail stores in the region as well as online through various different online partners that are going to be there. So it is something that is going to start to get more accessible.
Now, finally, talking about the software side, the hardware is here. How involved is Jackie's Business Solutions into the software side, developing it? You said this is Android based and opens up the market a little more than it was with Python and Pepper. So how is that side going?
So a lot of the technologies are now getting more accessible, and we do have our own team of programmers with us. But our primary job is actually to work with an ecosystem of developers and to train them so they can start designing applications for this. At the same time, one of the most important markets for us is the education market. So there are schools and universities that we work with. We did it with Pepper, we did it with Now, which is the other robot from SoftBank Robotics, and we're doing the same thing now with Temi.
Okay.
So we have started selling it into universities in the region, where a lot of them will start to develop and work around it. But again, one of our roles is, even with our corporate clients, is we actually provide them the training in terms of them being able to develop their own applications, and then work with them to QC it and to check it and to get it certified. And if they do it well, they put it on an app store one day, and maybe they get to earn something from it globally.
Just one more question, Ashish. So we saw today a number of robots that Jackie has just now brought to market. There's one dedicated to the hospitality sector, then there's Temi, there's DoubleTree. So what do you see in the long-term prospects for these robots? Do you see them becoming more mainstream soon?
Well, I think with everything that's happened at the moment, we're starting to see the applications for this develop. With social distancing restrictions, with the fact that people aren't as confident going out into crowded spaces, we are starting to see the robots start to get used a lot more.
Right.
In the hospitality sector, for example, if it can go straight from kitchen to table without anyone touching it, I think we're a lot more comfortable. And this is where the hospitality robots come in. With a lot of the telepresence robots, it's a case where you can have a customer service person actually physically talking to you, not a robot talking to you, but a person talking to you, but they're sitting in a call center somewhere. So they don't have to be in the store. There aren't those concerns about social distancing that come in, but you're still managing to talk to a human. And I think one of the frustrations that's come in is people sometimes get tired of just talking to technology, and the human touch is still there if it needs to be.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today and telling us about Temi. We'll soon be coming up with Temi's review for you on itp.net. Till then, thank you so much,
Thank
Ashish.
you. Thank you.